Roll call, Mr. Cassidy,
Here.
Mr. Podak,
Here.
and myself. All committee members are present. I would ask for approval of the digital minutes of the March 17th, 2026 Finance Committee meeting. I could have a motion.
Move to approve. Second.
And on roll call, Mr. Cassidy,
Aye.
Mr. Podak,
Yes.
and myself. Those minutes have been approved. Time for reports, and welcome, Mr. Smith. For those that are here and don't know, this is Mr. Damon Smith, our new finance director, and gonna throw him to the wolves tonight with his first meeting. We'll turn the floor over to you if you'd like to give a report.
The general audit is progressing well. Everything's kind of on track. We're continuing to work through everything that they're looking for. Due to the grant spending of over $1 million in 2025, not all grants, not any one in particular, we're subject to single issue audits for specific grants. They did pick a couple. One of them is a Reservoir 4, and the other one was ended up being the Independence Water Line Project, Independence Avenue. Again, we're working through those, kind of on track for those. So just to make everybody aware. I do have one then and now resolution to bring up in the actual council meeting. It's for rolled salt for Morton Salt Company. The amount of $24,606.34. So, and I'll ask that we waive the 3 readings on that so we can get them paid. I think it was just some administrative stuff that kind of fell through the cracks. So, questions on any of that? All right, on to so we're looking at the March financials. The end of March, total cash balances in the various accounts and investment accounts is $24,194,874.07. A good chunk of that is in liquid accounts, checking and or money market accounts, because we have roughly $12 million in capital projects budgeted for the year, and then of course our normal operating expenses. So moving to the fund reports. The general fund has in very healthy shape, $9,976,390.60. Going to skip down to page 5. Fund 501, the water fund, and 520, the sewer fund. Both are very stable. Water fund has $1,953,833.42. The sewer fund has $1,269,306.02. Nothing really out of the norm on the rest of them. On to the revenue report.
I had a question.
Sure.
Be page 18.
On the revenue report?
It'd have to.
Yeah, revenue.
Yep. Page 18. Okay.
Actually, it's page 1 of 18, sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
So we were right there. About halfway down on the right there, it shows charges for rentals. We took in $24,491 year to date, and so we're over the $20,000 that we plan to collect for the year. Just asking if you could find out, if you don't know exactly what that $20,000's for.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know, but yeah.
I didn't expect you to, and that's fine.
Yep,
but
I can
It's
check.
kind of strange that we had, it's probably airport, although the hangar rentals are right below it, so I don't know.
Our farm rentals showed separately?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be 20,000.
Mm-mm.
I don't see it separately on there, Don.
Not sure.
So yeah, so if you can find that one out.
Yep.
And then, page 2, so just flip that one over. We've got other income coming in at 154,000, which also shows up already for the year at 213% of budget. So I'd like to see a little breakdown of that. Other income kind of falls into like miscellaneous, which miscellaneous is not a good thing. So I don't know if it didn't get tagged in the right spot or if it really is other income, or we need an account for it.
Okay. Yep. I can
That's
definitely
all I
check
have
on
at
that.
this point.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'll work down through a few of these. And again, feel free to jump in with questions at any point. So we're through March, so we're quarter of the way through the year. So a lot of these things, especially the bigger ones, we'd expect it to say 25% of the year in the last column where it says percent collected, and that's going to be percent collected based on what we estimated it would be for the year. The exception to that is going to be real estate property tax. Just as everybody pays twice a year, we collect twice a year as a city. So we usually collect it in March and then in July or August. Obviously, it's a little less than the 50%, so I did some digging. We did not receive the Hancock County real estate taxes in time for March. The money hit our bank on April the 3rd. That was another 264,000 and change. So if you take that into account, we really collected 1,081,000, which puts us at 62% collected versus estimated. So really, we're in pretty good shape actually on that line item. The next line item I was going to touch base on is income tax, one of the biggest ones. Showing in the last column the percent collected, we're 0.25% behind kind of the pace. I don't think there's any real concerns there yet. I did look back at February. We were at 15% collected in February, and if you parse that out, 2 months in, we should have been at 16.67%. So we were a little further behind actually in February year to date. So we upticked a little bit in March. Still a little bit behind the pace, but I don't think there's any real concerns there yet. Just 3 months in. From there, I'm going to skip down to page 14. And water revenue, it's not too far down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth line down, not counting the subtotal above it. We're at 24.98% collected, so we're basically right on pace on there. So that's looking pretty good. And if you skip down one more page to page 15, 4 lines down is the sewer revenue. That's actually at 26.34%. So a little bit beyond the pace so far. So looking pretty good there. Smaller scale, but a little bit below that, several lines below that, the leachate hauler fee. Through 3 months, we're at 54% collected. So that's doing really well. Hopefully that keeps up. I know we've had quite a bit of rain. We can only take so much at a time, but the better that does, we can help offset some of the sewer rate possible increases. So that's looking really good. So I wanted to make sure I pointed that out. Beyond that, those were the points I was going to touch base on. If anybody has any questions. Any other questions?
No, I appreciated you checking into that missing Hancock County because that stood out to me right away that
Yeah.
we usually, if I recall correctly, usually do come in around 60 to 62% right after that first collection of
That
the.
makes a little bit of sense. I do, because I think some property owners pay the full amount up front, so you're probably normally gonna be that. I get a little more time under my belt. What I'd like to do is do some comparisons. I like to see where things trended from prior years, and just to put some context behind some of the figures that we're looking at.
Sounds good. Any questions, gentlemen, on those reports? Okay, well, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Mayor Manel, do you have anything?
Just one item on the first piece of new business that you have tonight in the resolution. There's a typo. It says Premier Accounts under Section 1, Paragraph 1A, and that should be West Banco.
Yep.
And that's the first piece of new legislation?
Pardon?
First piece of new legislation?
Correct.
Thank you. Safety Service Director.
I have nothing to report for this meeting.
Okay, thank you. Anything from the committee members? Okay, I don't have anything either. At this point, we'll open the floor to members from the public that wish to address the Finance Committee on finance-related items.
Deb Tyson, I only have one. It's the thing that you just mentioned. I do not see it in the agenda at all.
What's that?
What you just mentioned about that there was a typo?
It's the last legislation in the new business section. Not the first, it's the last one. It's just,
No, there's nothing that says
Well,
nothing about a bank or.
It's in the backup paperwork,
yeah,
Deb.
this is just a general.
Oh, okay,
Not gonna be on the front one.
okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks for keeping us on track, though. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, hearing none, I will announce that our next Finance Committee meeting will be held on Tuesday, May 19th at 5:30 PM in council chambers, and ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
And on roll call, Mr. Cassidy,
Yes.
Mr. Podak,
Yes.
and myself. We are adjourned at 5:44.